Yo, what's up, guys? It's 20th thing podcast with your number one podcaster, Dumisani Ngube. Po. Happy New Year, guys. It's 2021. We're coming in brand new. That's Smooth Life with one of my closest homies, multimedia artist by the name of Tafnaz, also known as the Acoustic Bar Boy.
Boom.
Yeah, what's up, fam?
What's good, man? What's good, man?
What's cutting, man?
Hey, man, you know how it is, man. With this whole COVID thing, we just out here social distancing and trying to stay away from trouble. But, man, it ain't easy.
Talking of COVID, man, how are you coping, bro? Like, this thing has affected a lot of hustles. And you know you're one of the busiest hustlers in the country.
Man, the thing is, you know what they say, man. I mean, necessity is the mother of all invention. So when things like this happen, we just have to keep moving, man. We move. It's not easy, but we move. I mean, hustlers are not born, they made. So we made men every day.
Yeah. All right, let's get straight to business, fam. Just briefly tell us how this whole dream started of being a multimedia artist. For those who don't know you, he's a photographer. He's a celebrity photographer. He's a musician. He's a music producer. And everything.
Yeah, man, this guy's out here giving me a big head, but yeah. No, the thing is, I'm just an all-round creative because I love art. I don't like to be confined to anything. I don't like to feel like I'm forced to be just a musician or forced to be just a photographer. I believe art is art, and if you love art and you chase it with your heart, then it becomes a part of you. And that's the Bible. I mean, that's my language, man. I mean, I feel like creativity is my Bible.
Yeah, but just tell us like how it all began. Like maybe you can start with the music part. And
okay, so
yeah.
Okay, music. Disney, definitely Disney.
Disney Channel.
I grew up watching cartoons. I grew up loving, The Lion King. Lion King was one of my biggest inspirations. I knew that cartoon from, word for word, song for song. And there was a lot of Disney sing-alongs. From Lion King, 101 Dalmatians, then Disney Hercules. And then from there on, I grew up in a music-loving household. I was raised by my aunt, and she loved R&B. Like, she introduced me to, the Pied Piper. I know you're in prison, man, but I still love your music, you know what I mean? Shout out.
Yeah.
But she introduced me to the Pied Piper, she introduced me to Usher, she introduced me to... Yeah, I remember Cisco as well. Yeah, man, Cisco's one of my influences. I remember that album, Unleash the Dragon. Yeah. And of course, every as a Shona boy who grew up, within Develis, I'm a lover boy, you know what I mean? I grew up listening to Boyz II Men. I feel like Boyz II Men are my biggest influences because even growing up in the church as a Seventh-day Adventist, most of our music was a cappella. And Boyz II Men had that a cappella thing with it because it was just about harmonies and rhythm, and they had that thing about them. So, I feel like music was a part of me from a young age. So, as I grew older, I feel like this is something that just resonated with my being because this was embedded in me. So, in terms of discovering my voice, that would have to be in the Forum 1. When a friend of mine challenged me to a dorm battle because, he was singing, man, this guy sounded like trash. But he looks at me and I'm laughing at him. He's like, yo, man, don't be out here acting like you can sing better. I'm like, listen, man, I may not be able to sing, but I'm better. He's like, no ways. So the guy challenges me and then he calls the whole dorm. He's like, yeah, man, this short little nigga thinks he can sing better than me. And I grew up tiny, believe it or not. I just like to thank the family for these good genes. Guns, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just became one of those things where I grew up very insecure. So I was that guy who used to keep his head down low and things. So this guy calls me up. He's like, yo, man, okay, listen, let's have a dorm battle. So the whole dorm comes around and this guy's out there talking he's just talking that good. It's like, man, this guy can never touch me. So I remember this guy he sang something by, what song was it? I think it was My Heart Will Go On, but it did not sound like My Heart Will Go On. My Heart Will Go On would have to be Celine Dion. Yeah, because this guy had like a high-pitched voice, man. This guy was Justin Biebering the daylights out of everybody.
Yeah.
And I remember I sang Usher's You Got It Bad.
Yeah.
And I remember as I sang it, I looked around and people looked at me like, whoa. And it's only then that I actually realized that I actually do have a bit of pipes. And seniors were watching, and these guys ended up recruiting me to a cappella groups. I started singing a lot of a cappella, in hostel because it was a boys' school. And besides, it was one of those things where we used to do that to charm the ladies. Growing up in a boys' school, we all about the ladies, bruh.
Yeah, because a lot of R&B kids, like, they always start by doing it for the ladies.
No, like I won't lie. People think, yo, man, we do music for the passion. I won't lie, man. I started doing songs for women. That was it.
So when did you discover that, like, no, dude, like, I can do this, man, like, it's my passion. Let me start doing it at a serious level.
I think that would have to. I mean, that would have to be. Oh yeah, when I went to school in Malaysia, and we founded the Sound and Music Club with Jonas Itole. Shout out, homie, man.
Yeah.
We're still kicking it out there in Philo. What happened is we created a group called Beat Harmony, and we were the first ever to win the MTV World Stage Competition in Malaysia. This is like this was an intervarsity thing where we had to like post up like a video of us doing a musical act, and the whole country had to vote. We actually won by a landslide. I think we won by 222,000 votes.
Yeah,
that was a landslide victory, and yeah, we got the whole set up. I mean, we got to like an after party where, you know, backstage we're out there with all your celebrities, your Akons, your Neos, and it was beautiful, man. And you see, that's when I realized that, you know, music actually does have something, you know. But as like I said, I'm a jack of all trades. Like I love art, all art. I'm not confined to anything, and I guess that's a problem as well, because, you know, they say jack of all trades. Yeah, y'all shouldn't continue that, but yeah. And so with me, it's just about exploration. Like, I feel like I vibe with whatever energies are presented to me, and that's the sort of energies I was going for. So with these guys, I mean, we then went on to do like shows like the Heal the World Foundation, where when there was the whole war in Pakistan thing, and there was the whole Gaza battle thing. We did like a Heal the World Foundation. We performed like in front of 8,000 people
in Malaysia.
Yeah, that was like a big crowd, and
wow.
I realized that, you know, music touches the heart of many people, but at the same time, you then have to go back to why you do music. And for me, I think I just did music because it was a hobby. I mean, from writing love letters to writing love songs to writing bars.
You're from that generation, bro?
Yeah, I'm from that. I'm the last of the 80s babies, man. 1989, baby. Yeah, that's right. I'm an 80s kid. In case y'all don't realize, man, I'm an 80s baby. I mean, don't look at this baby skin and think this man young. I'm not young. I'm old. Like, okay, I'm not old, but yeah, I'm oldish.
You're oldish.
Yeah, so that's really where my music started. And, you know, from that, the music then evolves in you, because now you start trying different genres. I mean, I then came to Bots, and then that's where I picked up the guitar, and I decided to learn how to play the guitar, because I thought, you know, being a musician that can't play an instrument is a bit of a disadvantage, because what happens if you get into an accident and you ruin your voice? So I decided, let me pick up an instrument. I mean, if I can't sing, then let me be an instrumentalist. And then that's where I got the nickname the Acoustic Bad Boy, because I used to play 4 chords only. And like I said, I didn't learn how to play the guitar out of passion. I learned it because I realized that it's the only way to get the missuses, you know what I mean? So that's really what it was, man. Like, I wasn't out there trying to be Mr. Yo, guys, I love music. Like, music is in my veins. Music is in my blood. Nah, I won't lie. I learned how to play the guitar because I realized it's the only way to get the women's.
Yeah. All right. So the first time I met you, that was like 11 years ago. For those who don't know, me and Tef went to the same institution, Limpopo University.
Yeah, man, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Yeah, so the first time I saw you playing the guitar by the benches, and you were sounding very well, bro. The only good thing that you had was the voice.
Yeah, man.
And you used to play one tune. With that one tune you played, you sang all the songs in the world.
Yeah, I mean, they called me 4-chord Taff back then, because I could only play like 4 chords.
Yeah, so just take us through the mentorship program, man, that you went through, because it took you a long time to start releasing like official projects. It took you like close to 6, if not 7 years to release your first single.
It's, you know, the truth behind that would really be, I mean, when I was at Limco, I was putting out projects, but I was putting out projects for the school. I wrote like probably 60-80% of the songs that we had in the albums alongside Tizzle.
Yeah.
And for me, it was really just about putting out work. And I never really thought of actually putting out an album, because I just thought, listen, man, I hop into the studio, I write, because I'm a fast writer. Like, I get into the studio, beats being made, I write, execute, done. I never really thought of releasing projects, because I've never really thought of myself as a singer or like as a musician. Like, I've never really seen that. It's only now when it then dawns on me that, man, you've actually got talent, don't sit on it. But besides that, I've never really been too big on it. music has always been like a pastime for me. It's always been a hobby, like a part of me. It's like breathing. You breathe, but you don't tell people, hey guys, listen, I just took a deep breath. It's just like a natural thing.
It's a process.
Yeah, so I mean, when I met the likes of QBO and the guys that I was working with at Limco, we should just drop. I used to record a lot of singles, but I never at any point in time thought I'd record until I met Royal DJ, who came over to when I was living in a place called Ghost, and I had a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah. And a friend of mine comes through. He's like, "Yo, man, you've got talent, fam. Let's." I mean, he's a producer. He's actually one of my producers right now. He goes by the name of Royal Red. Amazing producer. This guy's worked with everybody in the country, and he's just hit after hit after hit. So this guy comes to me. He's like, "Yo, man, let me challenge you. Let's record an album in a week." And I was like, "No ways. You're joking." He's like, "Yeah, let's do it. I mean, you say you can write. Let me put you to the test." And he did that. And 8 days later, 12 songs had been recorded.
The Situationship.
Mastered and finished. Yeah, that was my very first album, The Situationship.
Yeah.
And as life goes, like how when you invest in your energies, for some reason things work out. Like you're on the right path, so everything comes together. I was approached by Lingao. I used to do photography for them back then.
Wine distributors.
Yeah, the wine distributors. And these guys came to me. They said, "Listen, man, we like what you're doing and we believe in you. So we want to endorse you." And along, with them came Remy Martin. Said, "Listen, we want to endorse you. How about you actually have a launch for your album? We want to back you up." And I was shocked because Remy Martin and Pongrats came through, and I don't know, the biggest artist launches this country has ever seen. And I'm still in awe because I never expected it. They say to whom much is given, much is tested. At the same time, he who wants nothing gets everything. I guess in that moment of wanting nothing, the universe gave me everything, and that was an eye-opener because I was supposed to have a small event, like an intimate event with like 50 people, but I had close to 300 people in that place.
Because I remember the venue was very small.
Yeah, it was a very small venue, but that venue was packed. And need I not say, it had the most beautiful women there, like the most elegant men, and it was just beautiful. I had everything, from pianists to saxophonists, and these were the little blessings I saw. But being a person who's not really into the whole fame game, these things don't really move you as much because you think, man, this is life. And you take certain things for granted. But it's only now that I then realize that, these are the little blessings that you look at, and then you need to grow from these. So in terms of growth from there, this then forced me to then, start writing situational music, because the situationship was based on my prior experiences in the dating game and also the experiences of those around me, because I write music based on energies and based on feelings. And this is why most of my songs are not about me, they're about the people around me. Like how JD and Usher had the whole Confessions thing. People think Confessions was about Usher, but no, it was about JD, but y'all didn't know that. So we sort of having the same concept, made it easier for me to write because now I knew exactly what I was talking about. I feel like when you sing, people need to feel the music. I don't have the best voice, but I deliver a message, and I feel like that's what music is about. If you're gonna be singing, then talk to the people. Let people understand where you're coming from. And that's that's how I got the title, The Acoustic Bad Boy, because I may not be the best guitarist. I'm nowhere close to being an amazing guitarist,
but the ladies think so.
Yeah, man. See, the thing is, that's it. As long as the ladies think so, then I'm happy, because I picked up the guitar for the ladies. I didn't pick it up for the passion. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to people and say, "Yay, man, I was passionate about it." I really wasn't. I just realized I need to have something to, because I can't just go somewhere and start singing out of there. People look at me and think, "Oh, this guy's crazy." But when you have a guitar, though, it's different. When those strings go pa-ram-pa-pum-pum, it's different.
So speaking of women, a lot of you R&B kids, like you tend to be lover boys. Like you mentioned earlier that you were once a lover boy in your lifetime. So how did you manage to handle, or how did you handle that situation of having women like
swooning around me and stuff?
I
think it just goes back to upbringing and discipline. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I was raised in the church, so I still have that very strong Christian background. So I'm very God-fearing. Like, for those that don't know, for those that didn't know, I am a God lover. I am a Jesus fanatic. I love Christ, and I love everything around him. So certain things, I grew up in a principled family where we were taught wrong from right, and I've never strayed from that path because I feel like, when you stand for something, you don't fall for anything, but when you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. Yeah. So with me, I believe in my precepts and principles, and like I said, man, I'm an acoustic bad boy, but I'm also a dignified gentleman. Like I said, the last of the 80s babies. They don't make us like they used to no more.
Still speaking of women, bro, like there's something going on these days. There's a lot of GBV cases going on. Like, yeah, that there's a boyfriend who stepped a married woman who is his girlfriend. A lawyer shot his girlfriend lawyer, and then he committed suicide after that. Like, what's going on in the world, bro? Like, what's really taking place?
I feel like we're living in tough times, man, and at the same time, like, it goes down to principles, because if you come to me and just say, okay, a dude went and stabbed a married woman, I'm asking myself, okay, what are you doing with a married woman, first of all? Because my message to the generations or to everybody around me is respect the ring. When you know somebody's married, you stay the hell away from them, because you don't know what binds that marriage. People put in a lot of work into their relationships. Don't come and try to be a freelancer. Go and find your own person. At the same time, I say to men who beat women, y'all need to stop beating on women. If you can't be with somebody, then walk away. Because it's pointless for you to be practicing your punches or practicing your wrestling moves on people that are not your size. If you feel the need to beat up somebody, come at me, bro. I'm here. Don't be out there trying to take out your frustration on women. Come here, I'll give you the proper ass whooping. Because I feel like, if you don't want to be with a woman, let her go. There's so many women in the world, man. Ratio-wise, there's more women than men. Why do you want to be beating up a woman? If she feels like she wants to go elsewhere to get service or pleasure, then let her go. Don't risk your life. Don't end your life because you want to end somebody else's life. If she's making you miserable, then walk away. If she's cheating on you, fam, walk away. Know your worth. You deserve better. We were born kings and queens. We are royalty, man. We are gods. You can't be stooping so low as you're gonna kill somebody and then what? You're gonna kill yourself and then what? What makes you think life's gonna be better on the other side?
That's probably the dumbest thing to do.
That's it. I just tell people, listen, if it's tough, walk away. Just walk away.
But like, while you're talking, you gave the message mostly to the brothers. To the sisters, like, we have a lot of sisters who are in a situation whereby they tend to stay when they are seeing that they're being mistreated.
Y'all need to get the hell out of there. It's simple. Because I don't know what you're staying there for, what you don't realize your worth. Woman, know your worth. You're not a peasant, you're a queen. If you feel like this is the only person who will treat you right, then clearly you're in a relationship with your eyes closed. Open your eyes. There are people out here like me who are ready to treat a woman like a princess. At the same time, you need to understand that, men want women of value. Don't be out there throwing yourselves at everything and everybody, because understand this. Men love women, yes, but men will respect a woman who respects herself. So like I said, don't be a nickel out here looking for a dime. You need to know your value. Don't be treating yourself like you're second hand when you know you're first grade.
Yeah, so like, I've heard a lot of women saying that they don't feel safe on earth. They don't feel safe when they see a man, which is why they tend to say men are trash and stuff like that. Do women need healing of some sort or what?
No, I feel like women need reassurance. I feel like men need to step up and tell women that we are there. Because mostly, the women that step up and say, yo, men are trash, I feel like, they're justified, because men have done a lot of dumb things. I don't want to swear, but yeah, men have done a lot of dumb things. And sometimes it's also because of upbringing, because some of these guys are coming from really, really bad backgrounds. But that should not stop a man from treating a woman right. At the end of the day, yeah, because you grew up in a household seeing your mom or your dad beat your mom, you think it's okay. It's not okay. You need to understand that we need to be the change that the generation needs. Let's stop treating our women like hoes, man. Let's start treating our women like queens. Because, you can't expect to be out there looking for an amazing, faithful woman when you can't be faithful. You're out there cheating with everything that moves. Understand that the same energies you bring out are the same energies that come back to you. Men, we need to step up and make our women feel safe. They need to know that we are there. And women, for those that don't know that real men still exist, we are here. Or I'm speaking for myself, I am here.
You hear the men, kings and queens, brothers and sisters. You hear the men, do the right thing, man. Let's treat each other properly. So going back to your music, man, you spoke of like being inspired by your situations and stuff, which was the inspiration to your first project, the situationship. Now let's talk business. How did the situationship perform in terms of sales and stuff?
In terms of sales, it did alright. To be honest, I've never pushed music for the money because I've always felt like I push music for the message. I push music for the passion. Like I tell people all the time, music for me is a hobby. It's not a business. People ask me, yo man, what's happening? Yo, why are you pushing your music? I told them, no, listen, I'm not about pushing the music. I'm about releasing the music. I want people to hear it. If you don't hear it, then that's your business.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, those that hear it know exactly what I'm talking about, and it touches the hearts of those that the hearts of those whose ears it lands upon. And for me, that makes me happier. I don't mind if I have 10 people listening to my music and thinking, oh my God, this music is beautiful, because that's real. Yeah. I'm not chasing numbers. You need to understand that I'm chasing emotion. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm trying to be heard.
Yeah.
If you feel like music is about the business side only, then I'm happy for you. I mean, we all make music for different reasons. Like I said, music for me is not my cash cow, man. I do a lot of other things. I'm a hustler. I'm a creative. I do all things creative. But my music is a sacred piece of me that I want to share with the world. Even if I don't get paid for it, I'm still happy to know that there are people out there who are moved by it. Like I'm happier hearing someone message me to say, yo man, your music inspired me, got me out of a bad situation, than seeing a fat check landing in my account, because money is money. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to live a legacy. I'm here to leave my mark on the world. Yeah. And if I can do that, then that makes me happier, because it's not about what I am, it's about what I've done at the end of the day. I want to be remembered for my works, not for my conquests.
Right. So, speaking of which, last year, the year 2020, which was cancelled by most people on the calendar, you dropped your second project.
The Situationship too.
Yeah, and it was well attended. The launch was well attended.
Yeah, no. People always attend the launches.
Yeah, and it's one of the events that was attended by people in Botswana before there were lockdowns and everything.
Yeah, I know, true.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you said it's one of the events that were actually attended.
Yeah.
Because you see,
last attended events.
That event was a blessing, because first of all, I didn't expect such a turnout.
Yeah.
And like I said, when I do my music, I don't do my music for money. I do my music for love. This is why when I host events, I don't charge people for it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm not trying to make you pay for my music. I'm just saying, listen, come and have a listen. If you feel like I'm worth your time, because I feel like time is money. So when I look at all the people that came out, I realize these people have better things to do with their time, but they chose to come and spend their time with me. And for me, that equates to, infinite blessings.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, people love the music, and I'm dropping singles after singles from that stuff, and the airplay is amazing because the radios are receiving my music properly. iTunes is loving my music. Yeah. I'm getting very good responses from even people in Russia, and I feel like that for me is beautiful, because I'm not trying to push local. I'm trying to push international. I want to be global, because I don't make my music based on people's opinions. I make my music based on people's situations, and whether we like it or not, people are falling in love here in Zimbabwe, Zaire, Canada, China, Kazakhstan, and all these places in the world that we don't know about. And I feel like everybody has had a situationship. Let's share the music.
Yeah, nice one. So after the launch of that project, you told me that you're planning on doing live acoustic events and stuff like that. But it's unfortunate that the pandemic struck, and we're not allowed to host events and stuff like that. So how has the pandemic affected you as a musician who was planning on doing live performances now?
To be honest, it hasn't, because I feel like it has forced me to evolve, because as human beings we adapt. Yeah. And with most people will think, okay, like I'm saying, if you're doing music for the money, then it's definitely going to affect you. But I do it for the love. I don't care if no money comes out of it. Yeah. It's just fortunate that money does come out of it, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that's what I do the music for. And as a musician, this has forced me to evolve, because through the COVID, I had time to reflect and write. I had time to think about my life and think about other people's lives as well, and hear the stories of others. This has been my inspiration and motivation to write more music. I have a single coming up. It's called Wait For Me, and this song, I feel like it it underlines everything that I've been talking about. You know, when you're talking about COVID and you're talking about how people have been distanced from each other because of it, because relationships have been lost and found through COVID.
Yeah.
So I feel like COVID has been a blessing and a curse because, I mean, if you look at Botswana, the world has been dying, but people have been getting married here.
Yeah.
You know, and this, I feel like 2020 probably had the most weddings in a very long time.
Especially this past, like, end of the year.
And these weddings were not even from elderly people, but from the youth, because people have realized the importance of companionship. And I feel like if the moment we realize that as human beings we're not designed to be islands, we deserve to be loved. We should find love. I mean, that is something to look forward to say, okay, fine, it came with its downside, but look at it this way: people are living healthier lives. I know there's a whole lockdown thing and we miss the nightlife, but you find that people have better peace, people have a better peace of mind. And it just sucks though that, you know, we can't go out and party like we used to, we can't perform for large crowds, but people are figuring out or rediscovering the importance of family time. And I feel like, I mean, above everything, COVID has been killing people, and God rest their souls, but at the same time, it's brought people together.
Yeah. So a number of musicians, if not 90%, if not all, have decried, saying that like COVID has really messed up their careers. So how their careers and lives of those that depend on them. What advice would you give to artists or people who depend on one source of income? Let's say most artists like locally, they don't depend on sales. Some of them don't even get much of royalties because they don't own the intellectual property, or they're not getting enough money from the collecting societies. So what can you say, like how can you encourage them to be hands-on and stuff like that?
I just say, listen, I mean, you're a musician, but you're not born singing. You do know that you have other skills. If you don't, then, I mean, the internet is there for everybody.
Yeah.
Just discover a new skill. If you can't be just a musician, then learn something.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my music, I'm a musician, but when the music is not paying, I mean, I turn to photography, and photography pays. If it's not paying, I turn to graphic design. If it's not paying, I turn to cinematography. If it's not paying, I turn to something else, because the world is about finding a new hustle. We are human beings, we evolve, we adapt, and we move. I'm just saying, listen guys, it's not easy, and I know that we're not all cut from the same cloth. But I mean, the same air that I breathe is the same air that you breathe. We have the same internet, we have the same devices. You guys are probably even well off. I'm saying let's find a different hustle. Let's come together, let's find ways to make money. The internet is there for everybody. Let's put up videos, let's get these YouTube views, let's get paid. The whole world is getting paid off YouTube. What's stopping you? If you say you're an artist, then show me you're an artist. I mean, we are thick-boned. We are not here to be trampled on. We have wandered the world in pursuit of our talent. Why should COVID stop us? The world has become an easier place. The internet has turned everything into a global market. Let's push that.
Yeah. Well said. So, speaking of the internet, selling on the internet, consuming on the internet and stuff like that, why is it that we're consuming more on the internet but we're failing to cash on the internet? In terms of sales, as musicians?
It all goes down to education. I mean,
yeah.
we're not trying to teach each other how to do it, because there are people that are doing it, but they're doing it in silence. And I feel like this boils down to us as Africans. We need to unite and actually teach each other how to make money. Because if you go overseas and you look at our brothers and sisters out there, they're pushing. But instead that they push each other, they're not afraid to collaborate. We should stop chasing money. Let's chase the passion. The money will follow. Let's work together. As creatives, we know others are musicians, others are cinematographers, others are sound engineers. Let's come together and say, let's work on projects, put that stuff out there, let's make money, let's share. Let's stop trying to get the lion's share, because the lion's share doesn't exist, not in this generation.
Yeah.
We need to be able to break bread. Like, let's bring something to the table, let's eat.
So, moving forward, earlier on I mentioned that you're a multimedia artist, you're a photographer, you're a celebrated photographer who has done diplomatic work, a celebrity photographer. Everyone comes to you now for photography. How did this dream start?
Man, I can't call it a dream, to be honest, because I feel like this is something that I developed over the years. And if you told me 10 years ago that I'd be a photographer today, I'd probably tell you you're smoking cheap drugs. But I mean, life as you know it throws curveballs at us, and like I said, we adapt, we evolve, and we move. With photography, I held my first proper camera when that must have been like 2009 when I was in Malaysia. And some guy steps up to me. He's like, "Yo, man, take a picture of me and my girlfriend."
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't know how to use a camera. But I mean, because I'm an artist, I sort of have an idea of where things are supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Because we exercise the rule of thirds regardless.
Yeah.
So this guy explained a few things to me, and I took the camera and bam. I took my first shot. This guy looks at it, he's like, "Wow, man, you're actually kind of good at this. You should consider doing this." I'm like, "Whoa, okay." And I called my mom the next day. I'm like, "Yo, mom, I need to get a camera." She was like, "Okay, you need to pick one. And you need a laptop or a camera." I told her, "Give me a camera."
Yeah.
And as soon as that camera arrived, I found myself doing club photography jobs, and I just fell in love with photography. Like, for me, it was more of, capturing human emotion, capturing everything that was happening around me. Like, I love portrait photography because I like giving people things to remember. Like, for me, photography is about creating memories, really. And as the years went on, because of my artsy background, editing came natural to me because I learned how to use Photoshop, and I realized, oh, you can manipulate and make people look pretty. Oh, you got a big nose? No worries, I'll shrink it for you. Bad body? No worries, I'll snatch that waist. And as you develop and as you work with more people, you realize that photography is therapy. And I mean, my love for people then fueled, my quest for the perfect editing. I wanted to learn how to clean eyes, how to clean skin, how to make people look amazing. And I used to watch a lot of these videos where you see these Hollywood celebrities looking flawless, and I realized, no, these people are just the same as us. We live under the same sun. Obviously, there's something different. And when I saw tutorials that dealt with how people edit and stuff, I then decided, let me put myself to this workshop and just learn. So for the past 12 years, I feel like I'm still a student of it. People tell me I'm amazing, but I know that I'm far from it. I feel like I still have a lot to go, a long way to go, and that alone is motivation enough to develop into something better. I feel like I'm a student of life, and I'm not afraid to collaborate or to learn from people, because the more work we do, the more we grow.
Yeah. But of late, you've become a celebrity photographer. When I'm saying a celebrity photographer, everyone wants an official picture, like for official purposes, for commercial purposes. Talking of starting from the president, this guy used to be the president's photographer, coming down to different local celebrities, and soon I'm sure international celebrities will be like flying into the country so that you can.
God willing.
Yeah.
For collabos and for photo shoots. Yeah.
So, like, how did you nurture yourself to become this celebrity photographer?
To be honest, I really didn't nurture myself into that direction. I feel like it was just a law of attraction.
Yeah.
Where, the harder you work at something, they do say, to whom much is given, much is tested. And you don't grow by being idle, but you grow by growing with others as well. So a lot of these local celebrities are people that I knew from humble beginnings, and these are people that believed in me. And because we continue to work and grow together, I got to develop their images, and at the same time I got to develop my skills. So like I said, it's a partnership at the end of the day, and it's beautiful when things like this bloom, because now you realize one's true purpose. Because understand, practice doesn't make perfect people. Perfect practice makes perfect. At the same time, no man is an island. You need people to pull and push with you, because growth cannot be done by an individual. Growth is done by a village. You grow together, you eat together, you survive together, and they're the same people who are going to come back to you and lift you up. And that's exactly what's happening now. People say, "Oh, Taf, you just target celebrities." No, I knew these people before they became celebrities. And now we've grown together, but now people only notice now because they say, "Oh, that person only works with Taf." But they don't understand that it's not about that. We've created a brotherhood, we've created a system based on love, trust, and loyalty.
So you're one of the first people from our generation to inspire like young black kids, to show them that like photography can be a profession. Because back then it was regarded as a profession for failures. Someone by like their uncle just be like, "No, get this camera and try to make a living." But you made it possible for young kids to inspire them. So, having said so, these days a lot of kids have cameras, And OGs have come to attack them, saying everyone who has a camera, they think they're a photographer. What you say to uncles who are maybe feeling jealous of?
I say, man, y'all need to leave these kids alone. Listen, the times have changed. I mean, we grew up in a generation when we started the internet, and back then it was difficult for us because we didn't have all these tutorials and stuff online. We just learned stuff off the street. If these kids are out here and they've got shortcuts to learning things fast, then allow them to grow. Let's mentor these kids. Let's not drag them down, because you need to understand that times are different now. Don't be jealous because a youngin is out here, taking your bread.
Yeah.
You need to understand that, we work differently. Instead, mentor these kids, teach them some stuff. You might even learn some stuff. I'm not afraid of learning things from people that are younger than me. If I see you have a skill that I don't have, I'm not afraid to ask you to help me, because I know that at the end of the day, as a professional, as a person who's been in the game, I know which buttons to push and which buttons not to push. At the same time, I have tricks that a person who started using a camera now would never know. But I'm saying, let's share knowledge, let's grow together. People in America, people in Sweden, people in Australia, people in China develop their photography because they work together. Let's create healthy competition. Let's stop hating on each other. And for those OGs or so-called OGs who say because everybody's got a camera, they're photographers, leave these kids alone, man. You want to challenge someone? Come at me, bro. Leave these kids alone. And for all those kids that are upcoming, I'm just saying, guys, listen, push the passion. Don't do it for the money. The money will follow growth. Because those that do it for the money, they don't last. Because this industry is not for everybody. Do it for the passion. Do it because you love it. And trust me, it will pay.
Yeah.
Ask me.
Yeah. Speaking of passion, it comes with discipline. So a few weeks ago, one photographer from your hometown, Bulawayo, was arrested because he sexually harassed a model at his studio. Yeah. So this guy apparently has a tendency of like holding women in a certain way, like asking them to pose like this, and after that he sends them funny texts and stuff like that, which eventually leads to sleeping with them at times. So he was eventually caught. So what word of advice would you give to fellow colleagues who can be tempted to do such a dumb thing?
It's simple. Guys, keep it in your pants. At the same time, you do not put your penis where your money is. Forgive my French, but I'm saying this to all you photographers out there. Do not touch your models. Touch their friends, yeah, but don't touch your models. At the same time, consent is a very important thing. At the same time, naturally as a professional, you know that you don't mix business with pleasure. Yeah. You don't mix business with pleasure. Like, I don't need to write a book on that. You know, this also is this is why I've always said, there's people that do photography for the passion, there's people who do it for the money, there's people who do it for the women. If you're doing it for the women, then let it be known. And women, stop asking for free shoots, because understand, there's nothing that's for free. You're out there thinking the photographer is about to spend time and effort shooting you. There's gonna be a catch. Don't be surprised when he's sending you dick pics or he's asking you for favors, because you've cashed in your favor. I'm saying, listen, earn your photo shoots. At the same time, work with people that you can trust. Yeah. If you don't have the money, then apply, man. There's photographers like me, Let's, and everybody else who still do promo work. You call us and say, yo, I really believe in myself. I want to do A, B, C, D. I need help. Who could sponsor you? But don't be out there desperately seeking, because some of these photographers are not really thirst mongers. Some of these guys are victims, because girls come up at them and they want to be shot in return for favors. And I say, man, that's disgusting. Women, respect yourselves. Photographers as well, respect your craft. If you're a photographer who's out there touching your models, shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Respect the craft.
Yeah. Should respect the craft. While respect the craft there, like you have your studio, yeah, Bona Kings. We're actually shooting at his studio today. Yeah. Are you
Bona King, babe?
Yeah. Are you looking forward to growing this studio into an agent at some point?
I don't know yet. To be honest, like I said, I'm an energy person. I could wake up tomorrow and decide to run a film project or thing, but right now I just say, you know what? I'm living for the now, and I say, if that's where the wind wants to take me, then that's exactly where I'm going. But I'm just happy, you know, to be able to share what I've built with those that are around me. Because at the end of the day, like I said, man, I mean, I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. I want to share my wealth. I don't want my riches to be for self. I feel I want to grow with people. If there's photographers out there that want collaborations, guys, feel free to holler at me. I'm not stubborn and I'm not thinking, but don't come at me hoping that we're gonna shoot and then terrorize models afterwards, because I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I don't put my camera where my penis is.
Yeah.
Forgive my French, but that's the truth.
You're not a porn-up direct.
No. I'm not a porn-up director. Even those guys have a lot of fun though. I'm just like, yeah, man. I'm not in that circle. I mean, respect your craft. If you expect your photography to take you a long way, then love it, respect it.
Yeah. So in closing, Mr. Bona King, what is Mr. Bona King working on? What is the acoustic bad boy working on for the year 2021?
Man, I've been putting in work. I mean, I've got a couple of singles coming up with Katie Bangers. I've got an EP coming up with Katie Bangers. I've got an EP coming up with Royal DJ. I've got an EP coming up with Stretch. This year is about making music and shooting videos. I keep getting backlash on why you're not shooting videos, Taf. It's time we see your work and stuff. And I'm like, guys, listen, I feel like everything has its time and place. And this year I'm promising you guys fireworks, because the king has returned.
Yeah, you heard it, guys. The king has returned. And as for the podcast will be aired weekly now on the Facebook page, on iTunes, on Google, and other platforms. We also have a website. Don't forget to share that link, the website link, with your loved ones, with your family. And we out, fam. Remember to take it easy. If you can't take it easy, take it home. It's a wrap.
Boom.